We all want to know, when are Donald Trump's tax cuts actually going to come? Now, according to Congressman Duncan Hunter, they're not the priority. Watch this.
We're going to have a tax reform package. In fact, we released it about 2 years ago. I mean, we've been working this stuff in Congress for 8 long years, putting things on the president's desk, watching them go nowhere. So we have this stuff ready to roll, but I think that the tax reform takes longer because it involves entitlement reform. It's more complicated, I think.
Okay, let's bring in Steve Moore. He's on the Trump Economic Advisory Team. Duncan Hunter there said it's going to take a little while here. What does that mean? When do you think we'll actually get the tax cut bill in front of Congress, they vote on it, and we got it? When?
Yeah, well, that's a great question. Look, I agree with the congressman about the individual tax reform because that's a very tricky, thorny thing to get done. You got to take away deductions from people and, you know, to try to get the lower rates. So I think I agree with him. That's more complicated. I think that might take a year or two. I believe that when it comes to the business tax cuts, though, the corporate tax cut and the tax cut for small businesses, I believe, Stuart, we can get that done in 150 days.
But wait a minute. Wait. I'm interested in individuals getting a tax cut. That's how you juice the economy. Please remember.
No. I agree. I disagree with you. Look, we do want to cut the individual tax rates, for no question about it. But where you get the real immediate juice in the economy is you cut those business taxes, and that's going to help the middle class because you're going to bring more jobs back to the United States. You're going to see that flow of businesses and capital back here. Good studies by some of my friends at the American Enterprise Institute who show the biggest beneficiaries, Stuart, listen, this is really important. The biggest beneficiaries of the business tax cut are workers because they have more capital to work with, they get raises, and they have more jobs. So we're going to get that done in 150 days. Then we're going to do the individual side, which is more complicated. We're going to get that done, too.
Well, that's a disappointment, Steve, because the first thing Ronald Reagan did, cut individual tax rates. The first thing Bill Clinton did in 1993 was to raise tax rates and backdate it to January the 1st.
All right, Stuart, let me challenge you on this, though. Look, I believe you're right, what Reagan did, and Kennedy, by the way, but back then the tax rates were much, much higher than they were today. I mean, when Reagan came into office, the highest tax rate was 70%. Today, the highest rate is about 40%. The biggest problem with the U.S. tax code right now is on the business side. I mean, everybody who's looked at this knows. How many times have we talked about this on your show? We cannot go forward as a world-class superpower with the highest corporate and business tax rate in the world. It's got to get fixed. It's got to be fixed right away. And I believe we ought to call a Republican jobs stimulus bill.
All right. Just don't forget, large numbers of people voted for Donald Trump because they want a tax cut from ridiculous levels at the moment. Okay.
I'm with you on that. I'm just saying maybe let's do it in 2 steps. That's all I'm saying.
That's all he said. Just say it. Hold on a second.
There's no retreat here. Stuart, I have devoted 30 years of my life to tax reform. I want to get this done. We're going to get it done. We're going to do the easy part first, and then we're going to turn to the harder part.
Okay. This is a quote from you. Defy Stalinist global warming rules and burn coal. We're going to do that? And when?
I mean, look, Donald Trump made a very specific promise to the coal miners of America. We're going to try to put as many of them back in their jobs. These Stalinistic, rules that deal with climate change have put so many tens of thousands of our coal miners out of work. And by the way, Stuart, do you know how much coal we have? You guess how many years of coal we have in this country? Just take a wild guess.
A couple of 100 years worth?
You're wrong. 500 years. 500. We have more coal than any other country in the world. We're the Saudi Arabia of coal. Hell yes, we should use our coal resource. And by the way, for the environmentalists, we have the cleanest coal in the world. Great story in the Wall Street Journal. People didn't pay too much attention to on Wednesday because of the election. China is building like 100 new coal plants. How does it help the environment when we shut down our coal and China builds 10 plants for every one that we shut down? How does that reduce global warming?
We hear you. Just work on that individual tax cut for us all,
you got it.
please.
We're going to get that done, too, I promise.
Steve Moore, you can come back. Thank you very much indeed.